Alright, so welcome back to the channel. Today, as promised, I get to show you my nephew's 243. And I will, show you my personal 243 that I bought, just to get a comparison. So, without further ado, this is my nephew's Remington 770. It is calibered in 243. It comes with a detachable 4-round box magazine, and your 243 ammunition, of course. So this one I got for $150. Bought it from a friend. Everything's good on it. Just want to make that, perfectly clear. Now this one, it is the cheaper end model. They discontinued this one. There were some issues, not safety concerns, but just ergonomics to it. It was made cheaply. The barrel was pressed in. We have yet to see how it's going to function. Now I've taken it to the range and sighted it in. It seems to do pretty well. The only complaint I have on this rifle would happen to be the bolt. Now the bolt, when it's not, when nothing's in it, chamber's not it, or the magazine's not in it, in and out, smooth. But for some reason, and there's nothing in the magazine, when you put the magazine in it, it wants to stick right there towards the end. Now the reason for this being, let me take that out. The reason for that being is that it has a 3-lug system. Okay, so Remington has the 2-lug lock. This one has a 3-lug. I'm not quite certain why they wanted to do that. Maybe a stronger fit to the chamber or headspace. Now, I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. But it is the lower end. They don't make them anymore. And it's just cheap rifle. Me and Logan's going to paint it. I think that would be something to share with him, something an experience that he can enjoy. So we're going to maybe do like some camouflage snake skin, and we're going to do a video on that. Now the optic on it is that Firefield Barrage, and it's just a simple, cheap little scope, and it works. It functions. I have it on a 223, and I've never had any issues from it. When I took it to the range to sight it in, it held 0 pretty well. So, and before we go hunting, we're going to go through it again, make sure it's 0, make sure it's right. Logan seems to like this rifle, so we will we'll see how he does with it. Now, the stock is, just that hard plastic. It's very light. Now this, I added to it. It is an aftermarket recoil pad. Now it comes with the recoil pad already on it, but just to make sure that he didn't really become too scared with the recoil from this, went ahead and added, I got it for 15 bucks. It's not a big deal. Just slip it on there, boom, no problems out of it. So we're going to see how that goes. Now, that's pretty much, there's no bells and whistles to this rifle. It's very simple. Put a sling on it, just something he can use to put it on his shoulder, and it functions well. From what I can see, the only downside I see to this rifle is the bolt. When it gets in there, like after you fire around, is you got to put some oomph to it. That's the best way to put it. So and it functions. It does what it's supposed to do. It seems to be accurate. And for 150 bucks, you're not going to beat that. That's a shotgun, easy. It's a cheap shotgun, like a break action. So for a 4-round, 5 with 1 in the chamber, we're not to that point yet. So don't worry, I'm not going to let Logan have 1 in the chamber until he's in the stand and he sees the deer. So yeah, that's Logan's rifle. And the next time you see it, hopefully it'll be painted. I'm probably going to get him to come over one weekend. We're going to paint it, and whatever he wants to do with it, it's his rifle. I want it to match him. Whatever, Now I'm gonna, recommend away from blue paint, because once again, deer see blue. But yeah, that's kind of the overview for it. Like I said, these are discontinued, so you're not really going to find them anywhere. So I can't give you a price range to it. Now I know that Academy Sports, they do great. They have a great selection of ammo and rifles and everything else that you want to use to go deer hunting. I've looked on their website, and they seem to be the only ones right now that have ammunition that's not going to cost your pinky. You don't have to hand it over. So with that said, this is the 243. This is Logan's rifle, and I have high hopes for it. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, set it to the side. I'll be right back. This is my 243. Now this one, I kind of bought it on a whim. I just wanted, actually, to be honest with you, I bought it for my mom. She showed interest in going deer hunting, and that didn't really pan out. And you know, it's a beautiful gun. It's got the wood stock, you know, it's engraved. It's got the nickel plated bolt. There is nothing in there. So this is a Remington 700 ADL, I believe. It's got the built-in iron sights. And I, you know, put a scope on there. I'm going to change the scope later. It's just one I had laying around, and I'm going to probably buy another Vortex to put on it, just, you know, because I like a Vortex. Now this one has, this is the big difference in this rifle and Logan's rifle, is this one has the internal magazine. So when you pop the bolt open, and I don't know if you can see that, but probably not, but your bullets stay inside the rifle. There is no bottom plate for a magazine. It's an internal magazine. This one's smooth. You know, I like it. It's pretty. This year, I might put this one to the test, just a sign of you know, solidarity, I believe would be the word for Logan. You know, hey, I hunt with a 243. You know, I'm going to take a deer with mine, you take one with yours, and we're going to make memories on that. Now, this is, you know, from what I hear, it's a very good rifle. Now, this is not the kind you're really going to run into in the stores. You're going to find more of the synthetic stocks and, you know, wood stocks. And that's a good point to bring up. Actually, we'll go ahead and cover that real quick. So, the big argument between synthetic and wood stocks would have to be that if you go hunting, all right, say I live here in Georgia, I sight this rifle in here, and I get a hunt in Colorado. I don't really know what I'd be hunting in Colorado for 243, but still. So you know, I get the opportunity to hunt in Colorado. Going from this elevation to that elevation, a wood stock will actually, it will absorb the moisture in the air. It will, you know, move, and it'll cause your zero to be off. And that's the big argument with a synthetic stock. Ooh. Luckily, it's not loaded. So, you know, with that being the case, that is something to take into consideration. But once again, this channel is more about, you know, budget hunting, and a guided hunt in Colorado is not a budget thing. So, moving on. Now, this one is, you know, I ain't painting this one. I like this one. I like the wood stock on it. She's pretty. You know, and yes, to me, my rifles are all she's, and they will all get names eventually. So, you know, and one day I'll show y'all Big Bertha. So, however, so 243, this is the Remington 700. I don't remember what year this one was produced. All I know is the barrel, the inside of the barrel looks really good. The finish on it's still really great. The stock on it is, it's got a little nick here and there, but it shows that it's been out in the woods, and you know, that's fine by me. That's the whole purpose of the rifle, is, you know, get out in the woods and experience it. So this scope will be changed, and this year, if I can get a working camera, because the other one I bought to do these YouTube videos is not working the way I want it to. It won't upload. So I'm going to invest in a better camera, and I'm going to try and record the hunts. And hopefully this year on one of the hunts, you'll see this one in action and Logan's rifle in action. So, and once again, you know, it's a 243 bullet, and there's the old box right there. Now, you don't have to get the non-typical federal ammo. You can get Hordney, you can get Winchester. They all work, but make sure when you sight your rifle in for that type of ammo, remember the grain and, you know, the ammo itself, make sure that's what you are planning on bringing to the hunt, because you don't want to grab a 243 ballistic tip Winchester and then bring these and get them mixed up, and, you know, one be a different grain, and, you know, one be a 90 grain, one be 100 grain, because your point of impact of where that bullet's going to hit is going to be off. And that's not good. You know, that's the difference between bringing home that big pretty 12 point and harming the poor little squirrel downrange. So we don't want that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to advocate for that. So with that being said, I'm trying to keep these short. I wanted to keep it short. And Logan's rifle has turned into our rifle episode. But, you know, I like to showcase them, you know, show y'all what is all out there, what's, you know, what I use, and maybe one day you can make your own YouTube video, and that would be cool, at any point. So, with that being said, I'm well under 15 minutes, I'm pretty sure, and yeah, I think I'm at 10 minutes. So, and with all that being said, go ahead and set this down. I am going to start trying to be a little more thoughtful of the production of this, the audio, the visual. I've got a light now, so you can actually see me in all my glory, if you'll put it that way. And hopefully I can be more professional about it, and bring this information to you in a much easier to understand and less boring process. And we'll see, we'll go from there. Once again, any questions, concerns, send them to me, ask me. I will be happy to oblige it. And with that being said, what else can I add to this? I'm gonna start trying to take into consideration the length of the video, the information, and I apologize because there's going to be editing, so the video might clip at some point, and I'll be one way and the other, and yeah, but it's all I want to be a more professional, more presentable channel, and I'm gonna put in the effort to try and do that, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to put this rifle back, and then we'll go to the final few minutes. Try and we're going to bring it all to a conclusion. So be right back. So I'm back. And one thing I didn't mention earlier is, okay, so you've got your optics on your rifle, you got your ammunition. Another good thing, and this is something that's often overlooked when it comes to a hunting rifle, but it shouldn't be, is your sling. And it doesn't have to be nothing fancy. This is an Allen sling that I got from Walmart. It wasn't expensive at all. A sling to your rifle is what a steering wheel is to your car, essentially. So it can look fancy, but toting this through the woods, holding it like that, it's not a good idea. Your arms get tired, it becomes unwieldy. Something that you can put it across your shoulder and carry it lightly. And I'm going to adjust the length of this one for Logan so he can carry it comfortably. And with all that said, we'll get to the conclusion part. So in conclusion, this doesn't have to be expensive. This doesn't have to be hard. Set your budget, go forth, do your research. I will add to the comment section links to Academy Sports. If you want to search more information with the internet nowadays, you can find anything you want. There's forums out there. There's Wikipedia. There's Google, whatever. Now, don't take all information to heart. I hope you don't take all information from me to heart, because there are biases, and there is some things I don't know. Just being honest with you. So do your research, figure out what fits you, what fits in your budget, and what you think you can work with, what you can work without, and go from there. So with all that said, questions, comments, concerns, message me, and we'll hopefully see you on the next one. Bye.